Limerick School Project on O'Connell Avenue in Limerick City has apologised to the parents and the 11-year-old child in 5th class who was offended by the introduction to the class of a copy of the controversial French magazine Charlie Hebdo. Apparently every child in the class was told to have a look at the picture that depicted the Prophet Mohammed, and the boys' mothers quoted as saying, "Ireland in 2015 has become more multicultural than ever, and we as parents teach our children every day to be respectful of other people and their cultures as well as their religion. How are we supposed to achieve this respect within our country if our educators are not mindful of the different cultures and religion in our classrooms?" Two guests with us. We talk to Dr. Ali Selim from the Islamic Cultural Centre in a moment. Michael Nugent, Chairman of Atheist Ireland. Would you defend the right of the school to show this publication in the class, which apparently didn't come from a teacher, came from one of the pupils?
Yeah, I think that's an important distinction. It was a child, and when I say child, I mean they were 10, 11, 12 years old. They were discussing the French Revolution in France and secularism, and that was the context in which it came up. It would be inappropriate for the school to promote that any particular religious belief is true. The schools are supposed to teach according to the Toledo guiding principles on teaching about religion and belief in an objective, critical and pluralist manner. But with regard to the children, you can't not offend people. There's about 150 religions in Ireland. Jehovah's Witnesses are offended by Halloween. They believe it's an image of paganism. Are you going to stop children dressing up at Halloween? Many Muslims believe that the depiction of Jesus is wrong in the same way as the depiction of Muhammad is wrong, because he was also a prophet. You're not going to be able to not offend people. The key is to teach in an objective, critical and pluralistic manner about religions and beliefs rather than teach that any of them are true.
Dr. Ali Selim from the Islamic Cultural Centre, why was it necessary for the school to apologise when the school wasn't involved in bringing this publication into the classroom? It was one of the children.
Well, let me initially, I'd like to greet the school and greet the teacher and the school principal. I take off my hat before them because they have expressed themselves in a very professional and educational way. The school is supposed to be an educational environment welcoming everybody, and it is not a theatre for confrontation or arguing for theories or against theory. I think what they have done is the right solution. The school principal, he knows when to blow the whistle when it is needed, and he did it in a very professional way.
But is this going to suggest now that schools will not be able to show depictions of the Prophet Muhammad in case there is a Muslim pupil in the class who would take offence?
Well, why would you show the depiction of the Prophet Muhammad? Are you teaching them about religion, or are you instructing them about religion? I believe the school is not a place where religion is instructed but taught, and doing it in this way, depiction is a kind of instructing in a way that many people may agree or disagree with.
Are you happy with them showing depictions of Jesus?
Well, I personally, I wouldn't do that myself because.
But would you want them to apologise?
Well, it's up to the Christian to stand up for that.
But is it not against Islam to show depictions of any of the prophets?
Well, of course, the Muslims will never do that.
But then why are you particularly upset about images of Muhammad and not about Jesus and Noah and Moses?
Well, when it comes to the Prophet Muhammad, then it becomes an exclusively Muslim business. And that's why when it is something to do with it, then I believe in terms of globalization and coexistence, then the Muslim perception has to be taken into positive consideration. And the whole of that issue actually is sparked because of what happened in France. I'm not quite sure if you're aware or not, but a week after that in France, they prompt the entire world in defense of freedom of expression. They jailed a 16-year-old boy because he shared on his Facebook a picture that shows the image of Charlie Hebdo, and under that picture it was written that something Charlie Hebdo, it does not stop bullets. Will that be fair to do or not?
Would publishing it?
To jail the boy for doing that.
Well, actually, could I just come back to that? You said something there about Muhammad is exclusively a Muslim issue. What do you mean by that?
I mean, if Muslims believe in Muhammad, do you believe in him?
No.
Well, fine. Then if Muslims believe in him, then their perception matters, isn't it?
Well, I believe he exists. I believe he existed as a person. But I mean, but your other prophets are supposed to be just as important to you.
Of course they are.
Well, then why are you happy with depictions of Jesus being crucified in classrooms that Muslims are going to?
I will not do it myself. As a Muslim, I will not do it because my religion tells me I can't detect any prophet. But hold on one second. It's not only Muslims. The Protestant church, they have problem with depiction of Jesus. The Quakers have problems with with a depiction of Jesus. Church of Ireland, the Lutheran, all these people, they have problems with depictions of prophets.
But why don't you stand up for your opposition to depictions of Jesus as strongly as you do to your opposition to depictions of Muhammad?
The character of the prophet Jesus is a common issue. You see, it is shared by all the people who believe in him, but people may believe in him in different ways, and hence you can have an opinion or a counter opinion as well.
It's helpful that you're here, because before 5 o'clock we had an item which we were talking about ISIS and this document about the role of women, and apparently girls as young as 9 has been regarded as suitable for marriage to ISIS fighters. And a lot of people texting in, did the Prophet Muhammad have a wife that young? That's the thing that people are actually texting in about.
Will you believe them or believe me?
I'm asking you to tell me.
Okay, I tell you, it never happened.
Well, why does it say it happened in the Quran?
It does not.
In the Hadith.
Show me,
in the Hadith.
Show me, where is it?
In the Hadith.
Show me.
And why
show me?
And why does
well, then,
it say
if you don't have
that
the Quran in hand, if you don't have the Hadith in hand, so you listen to me.
And why does it say that Muhammad hit her in the chest and caused her pain?
Muhammad did not hit in the chest.
Okay, we'll come back to those later.
Please do.
All right. Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much to both of you. Dr. Ali Selim from the Islamic Cultural Centre and Michael Nugent, Chairman of Atheist Ireland.